Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Hawg Talk Podcast, presented to you by Vision Exteriors, live from Sterling Soap and Roastery Studios, part of the Believe and Buzz Radio Network, where you can hear us each week on 106.7 Buzz 2 in Central Arkansas. All live shows are presented to you by Arkansas Brewing Company in downtown Ozark. I'm Porter Hayes. Alongside me, as always, is Adam Hall. And on tonight's show, we'll give you a rundown of Arkansas's win over A&M. Coach Deifel gets her 400th career win today against Omaha. And is it too early to worry about the baseball team and their slow start after losing to Arkansas State and barely scraping by 1-0? First off, Adam, you look at Darius Acuff, first half, 5 points. You thought, okay, he's going to take an off night, rest, but he proves why he's one of the best in the country after that performance last night.
100%. I know at some point in the second half, I don't think it was maybe halfway through, I remember them talking about, he's not scoring much, but he's distributing, he's this, he's that, and I looked and he only had 7 points at that point. And then, to come back and, he finished with 22. Did he have a great shooting night? No. But, 22 points, 7 of 19 shooting, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. I agree with Coach Calipari on why he's not in at least the discussion for National Player of the Year.
Crazy.
It's one of those, I don't understand it. Some of us were kind of skeptical about this game, wasn't really sure what to get out of Texas A&M and, buckyball and how they match up with Arkansas. And Arkansas came out, they started slow, sluggish, which we've seen time and time again before. But, hell of a night from Malik Ewan, 18 points, 9 rebounds. That's what we need from him. We're still not getting it from Nick Pringle, 0 points in 6 minutes. Brazil, 14 points, 8 boards. Malik Thomas, 13 points, 3 boards. So it was everybody contributed for the most part. 6 out of the 7 contributed. Yeah. And that's what they're going to need Saturday at Florida.
Yeah. And you're going to need more from Nick Pringle. But as we talked about on Monday, how much is this Nick Pringle? He's already pretty much said, hey, Ewan's playing better than me. He deserves a spot, which, again, I understand him being a good teammate and for the team's sake of recognizing that. But how is that he's just content with getting 6 minutes and going out there and doing whatever? That's where I was talking about on Monday. It doesn't sit well with me because we're coming down to the point to where we need everybody, 7-8 guys, to give it their all to want to win, because when it gets to tournament time, when it gets to the Saturday, you're going to go down and get bullied by Florida if you're not ready. That's just how night game in Gainesville. That's what's going to happen. And he's got to step it up. Because they were talking about on the morning show this morning that pretty much this team is so worn out that the GAs are doing the plays and they're watching. They're watching them practice the play, the sets on preparing for Florida or future teams, because Coach Cal does not want them to waste their legs. And that's where they're at. So it is very imperative that Pringle makes the most out of, dude, just go out there, give us 10 minutes. I don't care if you score any points. Get some rebounds for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
take some charges. Look what made Jalen Williams famous.
Yeah.
He was not the most prolific scorer, but he took charges. He hustled. He went after rebounds. And that's what we need from Pringle. And if we can get that going, I feel really good. And even DJ Wagner, we want to talk about that. He come in and give us 9 points, 3 of 7 shooting, but he was 3 or 4 from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, Billy Richmond, another.
The dude keeps getting better and better every game.
Like Cal said, he's got amnesia for bad plays and when things aren't going right, but he has been the spark. We all are high on Darius Acuff, talking about him game, but right now, outside of what Darius Acuff has done, I think it was 9 straight games at 20 points. which tied Cam Thomas at LSU for a freshman record. And Billy Richmond, though, I mean, what he has brought to the court and to this team, we talked about earlier in the season how he was that spark off the bench. His energy rubs off on the rest of the team when he's in there.
Yeah.
He's reached a whole nother level these last 3 to 4 games. And I'm excited to see what comes of it. SEC tournament, March Madness. If I want to get selfish again, I would love for him to obviously return next season to just give us an entire season of this and further, the drafts. Like, here's the thing, we talk about draft picks. We talk about draft picks with Coach Cal. The thing is with this team, any of these guys, whether we want to accept it or believe it or not, because you play for Coach Calipari, there's a good chance you can get drafted, whether it's lottery or second round. And so I think this is something that, like, hey, let's get him back for another full season playing at this level just to up whatever draft. Because right now, I mean, he could very well go get drafted in the second round with how he's played. So, let's further that. And then, going into Florida, they, at times yesterday, they were down at halftime to Texas. They came out in the second half. Boogie Flan, like it or not, I have no issues, with Boogie leaving Arkansas. We all saw the writing on the wall with these cards coming in, that there really just wasn't a spot for him. And I think we would all agree I'll take Darius Acuff over Boogie Fland every day of the week. But I'm excited to see their matchup because these announcers on ESPN have been talking at length about Boogie Fland's defense as of late. And I'm just kind of like, I've never really truly seen it. I mean, he had yesterday 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. And I just kind of look at it and I'm like, I want to see what he can do versus Darius Acuff. But then again, if he's such a good defender that all these ESPN commentators keep talking about it, I want to see what Darius Acuff does against him.
Yeah.
This is a guy that y'all keep hyping up on the defensive side. Let's see how he goes against the, arguably the number 1 point guard in the country.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. Billy Richmond, there's just so many talented freshmen. We're looking at, international players. We're looking at the talented freshmen. Billy Richmond's going to be a great player. I think he will need another year at Arkansas. I don't think it's selfishly because he needs to grow his game, but the hype. A lot of it is hype. They see all these freshmen. They're going to the combine, and that's where he gets lost in the transition. I think same thing with Acuff. Acuff and Malik Thomas were, highly regarded coming out of high school, and they knew it was going to be a dynamic duo. But then you have the guy at BYU, you have Boozer, you have what ESPN, they jump on their guys from the jump, and it's almost like when you watch college football. You get the guy on the cover, you jump on these guys on the hype train and you hype them up. And we're so deep into the season now, he's getting some talk, but yet there's the narrative is we got to keep pumping these guys. We got to keep pumping the Duke guys and the Kansas guys and the BYU and let that fuel Acuff to do his thing. And again, for Saturday is an important game for Arkansas and him because you go back to the Alabama and the Kentucky game where we really wanted them to step up. We really wanted this team to step up and get the win. Fell short. Yes, double overtime against Alabama. And then, of course, the slow start against Kentucky. I think they're going in there. Nobody's giving Arkansas a chance to win. And I don't even think and this is no dig at anybody, I don't think there's too many people on the Arkansas side that thinks they're going to win Saturday. So they're seeing that people, and that's just how good Florida is. They're not looking at it as a dig. So, but you're talking about go to Florida, get a win on the road. Then you sit there and you got Texas and Missouri left because you've got to really, you're down to the nitty and gritty, but you've got to realize too, when you get to tournament ball, you got a Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday split, and then you get a week off. it's going to get better. Yes, you're playing competition, but you're going to have more time in between Missouri. And so if the game Saturday, March 7th, and then you get Friday, so that would be the 13th. You almost get a week off in between Missouri and the SEC tournament if you play out and get that 4 slot, like you said. So it's here. I know it sucks. I know that they're getting tired, but you're at the point where now you could play a couple of games and get a good break in between your next round.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, talking about the Saturday game, matchup prediction on the ESPN analytics. Yeah, they've got Florida at 79.8% chance winning. I think the current spread, they've got Florida favored by 9.5. So, it's going to be a tough go. One of the glaring stats that I see, and it's something that Arkansas has struggled with, is Florida averages 10 more rebounds a game than Arkansas does. And so I think that's going to be huge, especially on the offensive board side of things. I will say, though, I feel like Arkansas, at least a few players, they've been crashing the boards more. They've been actually going after it, not just turning and looking or turning around and running back down the other side of the court. So I think that they're going to, we always talk about these different matchups and being able to adjust, and Arkansas being the team to have to adjust. And I'm in the boat of make these other teams adjust to how you play the game. You want to play up tempo. You want to play fast. Make them run with you. And I get it. We're only running 7 players. I get it. Legs are going to be tired. But I kind of look at it like, hey, go in here Saturday, pull out a win. And then honestly, I look at the last 2 games as cool. They're there, but you know what? I feel like you need to treat this game Saturday like the end of your regular season. Mm-hmm. And then the other 2 games you can just kind of not worry about as much.
Yeah, you got, and the thing that's dangerous about Florida is they got 6 guys averaging double digits in scoring. And then you have Ruben Chinilu, probably butchering his name. He's averaging 11 points and 11 rebounds a game. I mean, I think that is going to be the most important. I know we talk about Flynn and Acuff, Boogie's averaging 11.5, and he's averaging, they don't have assist average, but he's got 95 assists on the year. But I think if they get Ruben going and Pringle doesn't step up, I really think that's going to be the key to the game. Another one, Xavier Lee, that guy for Florida is really, really good. They just have a lot of good scores, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Yeah, Thomas Hawg averaging 17 and 6, but they're really I'm looking at 3-point shooters. Urban, he shoots 40%. Thomas shoots 34. So it's going to be where does Arkansas have enough gas to run with these guys for 40 minutes? That's what it's going to take. You're going to have to give it all. And if you don't have everything, that's going to be your only chance at winning this game, is you have to play an A+ game for 40 minutes.
And we've seen, now granted they were on the road against Texas last night, but we've seen weaknesses in Florida. I think that's something that Arkansas is going to have to not do, and it happened to Texas last night, is fall into these 3, 4, 5, 6 minute droughts. Because that doomed Texas last night. And that's something that Arkansas, whether it's a turnover and a quick basket, whether it's something, Arkansas, if they start to get into that drought, rather than continue to jack up shots, they're going to have to find an easy bucket to try to snap the drought. Because I feel like Arkansas still at times, when they are within them, especially at the beginning of games, they get a little trigger happy, and that can seal your fate in Gainesville on Saturday.
Yeah, and another thing, the refs, yes. That's going to be a big one, because these refs, they've been trying their best to make it about them all year, and it's almost their March Madness time to shine. And you're going to have some big marquee games. So guess what? All eyes are going to be on them. 7:30 ESPN in Gainesville. College game day will be in Gainesville. So, I mean, I know they haven't. This was another thing they touched on this morning, with game day not coming to Arkansas. I mean, you look at the games that they have went to, like they are going to some Bush League games. Like it's been tough because there's been a lot of games that marquee games. But the thing is, win, and you have a really good chance at proving that one, you could get a 4 seed, and you never know if they go 3-0 the rest of the way down, you could be close to getting a 3 seed. I'd be a stretch, but I think 4 is where you want to be at, and I like their chances of getting a 4 seed, win or lose on Saturday, just because how dangerous this team is. But that inside presence, Pringle's got to step up and show that he can come in and help, because if not, you're expecting Ewan to come in and play 40 minutes against Florida's depth. That's a big worry to me.
Trying to see if they have. It doesn't look like they've made any official announcements. I was looking to see if they've named yet who. Yeah, it says specific referee assignments for this match are not yet available. So, because I mean, we'll all be curious, because I have a feeling, and I think a lot of us have that feeling, that Doug Shows will be in the building that night, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick 30-second break here. Word from our sponsor over at Vision Exteriors. When we come back, we will talk about the big announcement of DraftKings and FanDuel being operable in Arkansas, what that can mean for the in-state casino that will be left out of the equation on this, and what it can mean for sports bettors in the state of Arkansas. We'll talk about that right after the break. Looking to enhance your home's curb appeal? Look no further than Vision Exteriors. As your trusted roofing, siding, and exterior experts, we're here to transform your property. Our skilled team ensures your job is not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. Along with roofing, we also offer window, gutter, and siding installation to boost your home's appearance with our quality options. Visit us at www.visionexteriors.com or call us at 479-397-4770. Let's make your vision a reality. And want to welcome you back to the Hawg Talk podcast. Big announcement today. It had been in the works, but it's been officially announced that it did get approval. FanDuel and DraftKings will be in the state of Arkansas. They will be partnering up with Oaklawn and Southland Gaming, and I believe is it FanDuel that's with Oaklawn, or is it DraftKings?
I had this earlier because I was looking it up, and I believe Arkansas DraftKings. Here we go. DraftKings is with Southland.
Okay. So FanDuel, and the thing is, it's going to be FanDuel or Oaklawn presented by FanDuel. So Oaklawn's going to be doing away with their app, and they're pretty much just going to let FanDuel come in and run their app for them, or run their app through Oaklawn. That's going to be huge, but it brings up huge questions on, again, you want to stand strong for Arkansas, and you didn't want this raffle, and you didn't want all these things, and then you go and add on to FanDuel and DraftKings, and I do hate it for Saracen. I think that this is going to be a huge hit on them, because they are totally against, these third-party sites, these overseas, whatever they call them, DraftKings, FanDuel. I know they're going to take a big hit on it, and now you're going to see Oaklawn, that has been struggling to keep up with Saracen. Now they're like, well, hey, if we can't beat them, join them, and they brought in a third party. Southland, again, we'll see how that goes. I'm not too familiar with them or what they do, but as a bettor, I think this is good for the consumer, because now you can go on these national sites and you don't have to worry about the borders. You don't have to worry about, because you live in Arkansas anymore, you'll be able to bet freely on these sites. I'm assuming immediately.
Yeah, it's supposed to be launched shortly. This is from Ryan Butler on Twitter, which is at Butler Bets. Arkansas approves FanDuel and DraftKings to launch into state. Both books are set to go live shortly. Oaklawn Sportsbook will convert to FanDuel. Bentley, Arkansas, which is Southland, will convert to DraftKings. Approval comes despite opposition from Bet Saracen, the state's third book. I know that I don't, like you said, don't know a whole lot about Southland. I do know the Bentley app has been pretty awful. So for Oaklawn's sake and for Southland's sake, I mean, having the two big wigs when it comes to the betting world taking part, I mean, you would think them going by apps controlled and powered by these two will fix that. Yeah, and there's a lot of friends that I have that, you know, when they're out of state, they bet on DraftKings and FanDuel. People coming into the state that bet where they live haven't been able to.
Yeah.
So now it's something that you know, they'll get to do, bet freely. At the same time, you know, still go to Bet Saracen.
Yeah.
And use Hawg 250 on your promo code.
Yep.
So I'm still going to support Bet Saracen in that sense.
Exactly. And again, if you sign up, use the promo code Hawg 250, your first $25 get you $250 in free bets. Terms do apply, but yeah, it's one of those, the guys at Bet Saracen, you know, they're building the new hotel resort, and you know, they have tried to do really good things in Arkansas. Again, I know they've had a lot of opposition as well, with them wanting to be in control of the raffle. And that's where it gets tricky. It's like, you don't want them to control the raffle, but yet you'll bring in an outsider to, makes sense, outsource it. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's slide down Hunter's pipeline. Let's bring in Oaklawn. And how is that going to affiliate with, you know, we're talking about these jersey patches. We're talking about now that Oaklawn and you have the in-state partnering up with them, is that going to open the doors for one of these companies to kind of do something with Arkansas? We don't know. I had seen the guy, he had put some stuff out. He missed big on it. Curry's Hick Sage Twitter. Mm-hmm. He put out that Tyson was going to strike a big deal with University of Arkansas with the patches. So if that comes to fruition, I don't know, but it's a report that, you know, Tyson's looking to invest a lot of money into the University of Arkansas with the logos on the jerseys. So I'm sure that's coming. When we hear more about that, we'll report it. But I just happened to run across that day. Again, I can't remember what it was he was talking about. That he missed on big that I was really hoping for. Goodness gracious. It's Adam, you remember what we're talking about? That guy, he's always been on the coaching searches. Oh, mm-hmm. The coach. He missed big on the coaching search, and again, a lot of people, you know, when they got Ryan Silverfield. So that's
because he basically was just kind of like that Arkansas one. Like, he didn't want to do this coaching search stuff because that was like his first miss.
Yeah,
and you know, and a lot of, I mean, even I forget his name, but the reporter out in Little Rock that had reported Alex Golish. Mm-hmm. You know, it's one of those that there was obviously stuff behind the scenes going for that information to have gotten out. So who knows? But Transplanted Texan, to answer your question, well, there's nothing currently open. I'm sure they'll open one up for the raffle on Sunday or Monday for the home game against Texas. But, you know, I did sit here and while Porter was talking, pulled this up. I was just curious because, you know, on the page it said like, oh, biggest one to date was over 200,000. I was sitting here scrolling through the total jackpots, and I'm just sitting here. So yeah, your first one was your biggest to date down here at the bottom, and then as you scroll up, you know, you went from 282 to 191, 194, 70, 150, 30. 62, 52, 48, 48. You know, it just keeps getting smaller. It's about 11, 22, 18, 18, 14, 12. Yeah. So, your biggest one to date is still the very first one that you did.
Yeah.
And we even, we were about to eat crow at that one just because we were just like, hey, we were wrong. This is, going to do better.
Mhm.
But then here we are, and you're at 11,000, 12,000 jackpots.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that's the thing that they're looking at relying and piggybacking off the Tysons. They're hoping that they could go out to these big fish and fund everything because what's happened with this Link U? We ain't heard nothing from that. Still silence from Remy Cofield. Still silence from Hunter. There's nothing going on. Like this is a year-round fundraising thing, and we're not hearing anything from them. And they're just hoping, well, the basketball team's good. Nobody's talking about us because the basketball team's good. Well, what's going to happen when basketball's over with and your baseball team starts struggling? I mean, you got the new video board. I mean, that's sweet, but I mean, it's still like it looks so out of place. I don't understand why they thought that was a good deal. How about let's get some money in for our football program and fix the football program? You have all this, and we've said it for months and years. You've had all this time to sit there and raise money and do things, and now you're you're on your third. If you want to go Arkansas Edge, then you had the one before Link U
with Blueprint Sports.
Yeah, Blueprint now Link U, and they're getting a good chunk of the change, or they're getting 10% of that. So again, you're outsourcing everything.
Which, mind you, what the little bit that Transplanted Texan had sent me, the comparison of Texas A&M's deal with Link U and Arkansas. Here we go again. Hunter Yurchek got finessed out of some percentage points of that, which doesn't surprise me. It's just ridiculous that he whiffed. If that does hold true, that Texas A&M is giving their players more money. So we'll see. I don't have high hopes for any NIL program that Arkansas decides to run with.
No, as long as Hunter Yurchek's here, I mean, again, you got people like Remy and whoever's running your Link U. It's just like a scam. It's like you're paying these people probably six figures and up to run this, and we don't hear nothing from them. So where's the money going? And just for their salaries alone, and they're not doing anything. That's hard. And if anybody wants to prove me wrong, I would love to see what they're doing. I would love to see, how they are going. You got Choose Arkansas, who's pretty much getting shunned by the university, pretty much getting looked down upon. They're doing more than anything Link U, Edge, Blueprint, everything's done to begin with. That's another thing. You got these people wanting to do something, and you make them go do it to every single university so they can even, run their NIL initiative. Well, they did, and they're doing more, signing more players than y'all are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're getting beat by fans.
Yeah. I saw a post the other day.
Come in and sun you.
Yeah. There was a post the other day about Texas's GM that I saw, and he got a pay bump from like $600,000 to $1 million season or a year. His name's Brandon Harris. He used to be quarterback at LSU in the mid 2010s. But I said, and at first I would think like, dang, like $1 million for your GM. But then I look at Texas. Yeah. And I look at their NIL deals, and I look, all this stuff, and I'm like, hey, that is completely justifiable in my mind. It's a guy that looks like he is doing his job because his sole purpose is dealing with the recruiting and agents and NIL deals. So that right there, I'm just kind of like, that is worth the $1 million a year, because he can actually, you can look at what he's doing and actually see results. What he's doing. You can see that in the recruiting. You can see it in the NIL deals that team gets. You can. It's just it baffles me that we're still having these discussions about Remy because none of us know what he does.
Exactly. This right. Oh, you click it.
Yeah, I was clicking on it too.
I would agree because just for the simple fact of new coach and a 9-game schedule. SEC schedule, you look at their schedule and it just defeats you. It deflates you. You know, and then if you want to tie in this NIL stuff, I mean, that plays a big part of it too. Who's your quarterback going to be? We know, but is he an SEC quarterback? Who are you throwing the ball to? Who's running the ball? Like, we haven't heard anything from this roster. I mean, really, if you think about it, we're almost into March. Where's the big time players at? Where's this big recruiting class that was promised to us? Where is this money, this financial aid that was promised to us that we are going to be able to compete in the SEC? Are y'all just tanking and throwing it away to pretty much this year's going to be a wash? And you're hoping next season, his second year, you're just going to throw. And for that, I could understand if they would just come out and just say that or allude to that. I would be okay with that, Adam, because that tells me, one, you're planning for the future. And I'm not saying that it's just okay to accept that next year is going to be a failure, but your first year, you don't have a lot of people coming back. You have a new nine. Why not? You know, if you're wanting to build a program, I think that'd be the best way to do it. Mm-hmm. But I would be, and I don't know how it would feel. And maybe this is something we could post to the fan base. How would you feel if this year was a wash? How would you feel if you knew they were going to double down in 27 for a good football team? Do you think fans would be okay with that?
I think so. My thing with kind of gauging how, or judging this coming season, we want to sit here and kind of not completely buy into everything just yet, because new coach, new team, new philosophies, new this, new that, everything, and then the schedule, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to remind everybody that Ryan Silverfield was the one that sat there in his opening press conference basically saying that the goal is to win now. It's not to win, it's to do this now. He used the word now frequently. So he set himself up, in my opinion, right there by saying, the goal is to win now, not in a season or 2 or 3 or whatever. So if we just go off taking it based on what he has said himself, I don't feel like that we should have, I feel like that we should be able to criticize and critique based on, hey, you told us now, so we're going to go off now. Mm-hmm. We're not going to sit here and wait for something to be built because you said this was going to happen now. And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
And here's the exactly. I mean, devil's advocate. Was he going off what Hunter promised him? Mm-hmm. I mean, the guy's coming from Memphis. He is, anybody, I don't care what school, anybody would love to coach for an SEC program. And if he's getting promised, we're going to get you all this money. And, Hunter was talking about, he went and had a 5-minute conversation with him and locked down $1 million. I mean, he done more than, anybody else has done in just one conversation, according to what Hunter Yurachek said. Mm-hmm. So what if he was basing this all off hopes and he's like, oh man, I was finessed. This is going to be harder than what I thought. Man, this is Arkansas. They got Hunts and Tysons and Walmart and Stevens. They have all this money that people don't even realize they have. Banks lined up wanting to put their name on the stadium. I mean, there's opportunities now with the jersey stuff. And you think, man, this could be a slam dunk. And then all of a sudden you come into an AD that doesn't want an NIL. He's been very vocal about it. He hates it. And he's happened to sit there and suck it up and talk about, well, I'm going to get them, middle of the pack of the SEC, or I'm going to have them where they can compete. I mean, that's a very vague statement. Competing and winning is 2 different things. You go 0-12 and you lose every game by 6. You could sit there and say, well, we competed in every game. And that's his MO. And mm-hmm. Again, I will, until he is gone, we will continue. Because I gave him a last chance, Adam, when he's talking about, okay, we're going to start doing these things. We're going to start bringing in money. We've already got this and we're talking. All right, let's see what you can do. Well, he's done nothing but flame out. So I'm done with it. We need to get somebody new come in, let him go be on the committee of the college football committee and bring us somebody in who wants to make the football program better, because your baseball and basketball program are doing it on their own. They know they can't count on you, and you're riding the coattails of that. And that's what pisses me off. He's getting to make all these millions of dollars on the coattails of Calipari and Dave Van Horn.
I think that we should submit a FOIA for that Link U contract and see if there is one, or see if we get told there's not one. 'Cause I just think that there's something around it. I mean, Hunter Yurchek and whoever started Link U both being from Houston, or going to Houston, whatever. It's just a lot of things just seem fishy to me ever since the Blueprint Sports deal.
Yeah.
So I just don't buy into all of it. But yeah, and going back to Transplant Texans' comment on them announcing the Arkansas-based staff on the opening day of the SEC. I mean, that right there in and itself is how we talk about like Hunter Yurchek not knowing when to read the room with his tweets. And this is exactly the exact same thing. Is, you start posting about like the raffle and stuff after a big loss or whatever else. I'm just like,
he couldn't wait to brag about that one. Oh, yeah.
And no Walmart logos on the football jersey. Yeah, that's something that I wondered who would be the ones. I honestly kind of thought, would we see something more like a Stevens or somebody, or JB Hunt, something of that nature? Who really knows at this point? But yeah, just slap that great value. I mean, if Sam Pittman was here, you could slap the great value logo on it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's tough because you want them to be good, and what we've stated too is the most important thing that gets lost is we don't know how much longer we're going to have this in basketball and baseball. So get ahead of the curve, like start building your program now. Get ready for the transition, because if you're hoping that Calipari's here another 10 years, or if Dave Van Horn's here another 10 years, I don't think it's going to happen. I would be very surprised if each one of them were here in 5 years from now.
Oh, I don't think they will be.
So, I mean, in how fast time's going by now, you better be ready or you're going to be lost. And I'm telling you, it's going to get to the point to where college football is going to be evolving so fast that they're going to go off to their own thing and you're going to be left. It's going to be like the Southwest Conference SEC. If you don't join the SEC, you're going to be left playing Rice and SMU every year. And that's what's going to happen. You're not going to be invited to the big boy table.
Guess we'll see what happens and see what our illustrious athletic director can pull together. I don't feel like it'll be much.
No. Meanwhile, Arkansas baseball, again, lost 12-4 to Arkansas State. Big surprise there, but yet, a lot of people who do follow the Arkansas State program, they did get a hell of a coach. A lot of respect to be put on their name. Won 12-4 on Tuesday, and then Arkansas squeaked out a win 1-0 on Wednesday. They will play UT Arlington Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can watch all 3 games on the SEC Network Plus, and then the softball team, they won 10-2, like I talked about first in the first of the show. Courtney Deifel picked up her 400th career win. They will play Boise State and Charlotte tomorrow, Omaha and Charlotte on Saturday, and then Kansas on Sunday. So this is the last weekend non-con before Georgia comes to town next weekend, the 6th, 7th, and 8th, to open up SEC play. So softball's here, baseball's here. We're getting to the point where it's March Madness. So we only got a few more weeks. Well, let's say 4 to 6 to 8 weeks left of this basketball. So let's embrace it. Let's take it all in and really hope that we see a Final Four national championship run out of the Razorbacks this year.
Mm-hmm. Baseball's got UT Arlington this weekend. I think Saturday they're having first 1,000 fans get baseball card pack number 1. Hey, just go out there. That should be a sweep. Knock on wood. See what happens. I'm hoping for a win in Gainesville. At the same time, just have a good showing. But I feel like I said earlier, you treat Saturday like it's your regular season finale.
Exactly.
From there.
No. You got anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Well, that will do it for this episode of the Hawg Talk Podcast. For Adam Hall and Porter Hayes, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Hog HQ Live Sunday at 8:05. We will be back Monday at 6:05, and we will catch you on Monday.